Hey everybody, good morning. We're here touring around Weingart's, running around with Brian here. He's picking up some parts for one of his machines there. We're gonna do a little lawn care video, equipment video. I've come to realize I'm incredibly out of touch with the lawn care world, and I'm gonna do a ride along with Brian here today, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So one of the things I realized too, when I was in lawn care, I didn't realize how badly I needed one of these. Some sort of leaf pickup device if you're in leaf cleanup. That is a cool way to go. I love the concept. I'll show you Brian's setup here too. We got Toro Mud Buggy, of course, wonderful machine as you saw and have seen on the channel here. Ooh, price is way up on this thing. A year ago, these things were at, these were a little higher, but 17 to 18,000 Candycom version. We were seeing those priced at about 17.5. But this is the swivel model, all that. These buggies, lifesavers, game changers. You got to get a buggy if you're in landscape construction or landscaping, hardscape construction, etc. Broom attachment for your mini skid steer, super awesome, love it. I think Andy Mulder just bought a version of one of those with it's the bucket sweeper, where we got one for our full-size skid steer, not for our mini. Let's see, what do we got there? A whacker compactor, Toro compactor. Biggest thing you got to pay attention to with this stuff is the centrifugal. Brian's eyeballing me over there. Centrifugal pounds of compaction force. That's what you need to do. ICPI standards are 4,000 PSI for paver consolidation. So you want to make sure that these things are really close. That kind of the industry standard has been like a Whacker 1550 model that hovers around like 3,300 centrifugal pounds. It's gotten the industry by forever. I wouldn't go any lower than that for base compaction or anything like that. We got these Snow Boss units here. Check this out. Pretty wild little sidewalk rig here. Oh, that's cool. So bucket mounts for de-icer, I'm guessing. That's pretty sweet. These walk by, and even these little blower. Brian and I were talking about how much time these kind of things save for yard cleanups. For $1,500, I would buy one of those all day long if I was in yard cleanup. Or in leaf cleanup for for properties or whatever. Totally. These little sidewalk boss things here. That's interesting. That's what, got a little salt sprinkler here. Huh, look at that. Agitator and the whole bit. Pretty cool, 12,000 bucks. Cheaper than people. That's the way you have to look at this stuff, is it replaces people because there's nobody available, right? One of the big shocks I had recently was how much mowers cost. Again, I'm really out of touch with the lawn care world, and I don't know how you folks make any money. It's so crazy. I used to buy Xmark Laser Z's back in the day, 15 years ago. This is me really sounding old, right? We're $7,000 and $8,000, and again, that's the consequences of devalued currency and all that. I won't go into those kind of things. But just the walk behinds, those are hydro drives at least, but $7,500. This little guy here, whatever. Big battery mower here, mean green battery machine. Goodness only knows. I think those things I've heard are around 25,000. Again, the year of our Lord here, Anno Domini 2021. Let's see what this Laser Z here is. I don't know what. No, this is an X. That's how old I am. I don't know anything that's going on anymore. $13,000. Just crazy. Got this Madness wing blade mower thing. This thing's ugly as sin, but it's a great slope mower, right? A buddy of mine actually had one of these for his home property, and absolutely loved it. It's kind of, I gave him crap because it was cheesy because it's got a steering wheel, but he said you could run right across the yard on it because the front casters are fixed essentially and steer, with a chain or a linkage of some kind, whatever. But great for slopes. These hover mowers are pretty wild. They're good for mowing like slopes like that. Golf courses use those a lot. We've got a handful of these Mantis Tillers. I say handful, we got 2 or 3, I don't know, we got 2 or 3 of them. The guys love those for dressing up beds. Battery powered stuff, as you know, totally awesome. String trimmer, straight shaft stuff, that's battery, which is awesome, love battery stuff. Let's see what's up with steel stuff. Power heads, 350. So the pricing on that stuff's not terrible. It's held pretty, I would say, reasonable. Extension shears. Interesting story from Jeremiah, what is his name? Growing Green, what's his podcast? Cut his hand on a pair of regular shears because he was used to shears on an extension pole like that. And he had a pair of just regular shears. And when he went to reach here, because he was so used to this being on his pole trimmers, he actually grabbed that portion of it, chopped his hand, sawed his hand all to pieces. It was terrible. but it made a full recovery. It's amazing. Backpack blowers here. We got the Volkswagen engine on the back of this. That's a PB9010 Echo, absolute monster truck. I think it's has dual turbochargers, a supercharger, and a jet fuel pack. I don't know, but they're crazy and move a lot of wind. So speaking of moving a lot of wind, there's that Brian Fullerton guy again. We got our Cub Cadet mowers, all that stuff. Yanmar tractors. Oof, I don't know about that down there, man. That seems like just asking for a twig or a stick come up there and just blow the hell out of that thing. I don't love that location of that. Otherwise, Yanmar stuff, as far as I know, is pretty cool. Dual entry, that's cool. Oh, cab tractors, so nice. Oh, I love tractors. I love tractors. We'll find sticker price on that here in a second. Chevron tires, 3-point hitch, probably what a category 2. This is probably category 1 3-point hitch. Again, handy little tractor. Would love to have. We got my father-in-law's Kubota tractor, about that size at the house. Handy little rig. We love our side-by-sides, of course, right? Awesome machines. More side-by-sides we love. I don't even know what brand this is. Oh, it's Cub Cadet. Okay, cool. Oh, gee, you got the fancy shocks on it. So this thing is like kind of a sport utility version, theoretically, right? I know our Polaris Ranger we have. I absolutely love that thing. 30K here for this Yanmar, by the way. So that's not terrible, I suppose. Hydrostatic transmission, I'm sure. Yep. And cool rig. Sorry for moving fast here, but you know how comfortable would this thing? You put a blade on this thing for the winter time. You know how comfortable would this thing be to be running through the winter time? You know, doing sidewalk clearing, snow blowing. I mean, there's companies that have nothing but this kind of stuff set up for their winter, winter work, and that could be enjoyable. That would be all right. We might be ready to load up some machines here. So that Xmark wing mower is crazy. So if I missed some stuff in the world of lawn care things, let me know here. Get me up to date. My goal is to get a little more in touch with the lawn care into things again, because the whole staying relevant nonsense and all that stuff. Look at these salt scoopers. This is cool. Again, we don't do salt and snow management, but that's pretty cool, right? For scooping your salt and scattered or loading, pretty cool. Stainless, I'd say that's the way to go. Probably costs about $1 billion. Oh, that little tailgate spreader's $5,000. That's not terrible. Big dump body insert here. That's pretty cool. Little snow pusher box for smaller skid steer. Cool, awesome sauce. I want to show you just Brian's. We're talking about the maintenance aspect of the setup. Brian here's guys up. He's an owner operator, right? If you don't know Brian's Lawn Maintenance, check him out here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube channel. But he's got an awesome setup. And this is a setup, if I had any brains back in the day, I should have had. So he's got a cover for this, and then this Billy Goat vacuum for sucking leaves curbside or street side, whatever, and loads them in there. For so long we would take freaking leaves, pile them up, and then drag them onto a trailer. Absolute madness, idiocy to be doing stuff like that. And I did it for years. I just didn't understand the investment. I didn't understand that I could afford that stuff if I understood it and did it properly. But alas, that's another thing. That's something for the Kid Contractor podcast. We'll talk about that. But we're actually gonna have an equipment and trucks episode. Somebody had mentioned that's like something they want to talk about. We haven't really done an equipment and trucks podcast episode, so we're going to talk a lot about some stuff like that on there. Another Yanmar tractor with a loader, got a tube style boom there. Okay, cool, all good.
The shop still moving forward is going to be an awesome facility. So we closed on the land Wednesday this week into somewhat anticlimactic status, really, right? Britt and I had talked about that a little bit, and it was funny because I was a little anxious that morning just for like, God, what if just some stupid thing comes up in closing that nobody foresaw?
You were in a weird mood that morning.
Yeah, we're about to embark on a big voyage.
Was the most debt that we've ever had.
Yeah, and I'm not even worried about that because we're still liquid for it if we need to be. We're not upside down anywhere. We're okay, but we're holding on to cash and going to go the Robert Kiyosaki method, OPM, right? Other people's money. And I'm not advocating that's right for everybody. And I don't love it. And the long-term goal is to pay everything off and to be out of debt we don't have an actual timeline, but I want to be everything paid off with the exception of the shop itself in probably 5 years.